Then after class, one of Bob's friends, Hare, made fun of him of coming late, and then said that he will continue to come late, and Bob just disagreed. So the next day, Bob arrives in class just on time, and this has made Hare and Bob stop and tease Bob about his lateness and that he will continuously come late over the next days. Bob, once again, he just disagrees, and then over the next consecutive days, Bob continues to come to school late, and on this day, while Mr. Teacher was teaching the class and Bob enters the class late, he couldn't stand it anymore and scolds Bob. Then these two girls are gossiping about Bob. So now I'll talk about the first impression, the first concept, which is stereotype. So in the comic, stereotype is basically when you have this group, when a person makes this group of people who have these specific characteristics. So as long as someone, an individual, has these characteristics, you will group them into this group of people. So in this case, is these two girls stereotype Rob as gangster / drug addict due to the fact that he wears bling and cap to the back, and he kind of skinny and looks drug addict-like, but in fact he's actually a very good student. So now I'll pass it on to Leon to talk about the next concept.
So the second concept that we use here is confirmation bias. So what is confirmation bias? Confirmation bias is a tendency to interpret information that in a way that confirms to one's preconception, and thus ignoring all the facts that contradicts, and it leads to statistical errors. So in this comic, we applied this concept by having the teacher here, to interpret that Bob is an honest student, and therefore leading the teacher to have a preconception that Bob is a model student to his peers. As such, we can see that the teacher here trusts Bob even though Bob is giving an illogical excuse stating that his cat ate his car. And the teacher ignores logical reasoning. So I'll pass the second concept to Arya.
Okay, the concept is spotlight effect. It's the phenomenon where they tend to believe they are noticed more than they really are. Okay, here is Bob. He came late to class. He thinks that everyone is talking about him, and what everyone is doing is nothing. So I'll pass to Witeng.
Next, I'll talk about self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy is a prediction where when you predict something, it eventually comes true later on. So from our story, you can see that starting Bob came late to class. Then after that, her friend teases him and predicts that he will come late again and again in the future. Even though Bob disagrees with that opinion, however, we can see that at the end of the story, Bob always comes late to class, and the teacher just fed up with him because he is always late. This shows self-fulfilling prophecy. And next, I'll pass it to Melanie to talk about the next concept.
Okay, the halo effect often revolves around the principle what is beautiful is good. So in this story, you can see throughout the comic, you can see that Bob is actually seen as a really good-looking guy or some sort like that, and they think that he's very good, very nice, a good student and all. But in the end, they think that Bob is not as what they think he would be. So the halo effect is when people tend to think good looks are related to good personality and good traits and all that. So conclusion?
So as a conclusion, from our comic strip, we have showed 5 concepts: confirmation bias, self-fulfilling prophecy, halo effect, spotlight effect, and halo effect. Yeah, these 5 concepts. And throughout this assignment, we find that you can apply all these concepts that we learned in class to our assignment and even our daily lives. Thank you.